last presentation because I would be one of those resellers that they need. So my name's Darren. I'm the founder of Smart Paddock. And just to give you a little history of myself, I was raised on a small farm in Canada. And I kind of went through that whole small farm struggling to get by. And living in those conditions is not a very good environment to encourage kids to stay on the farm after they leave school. Because when I graduated, I took off, I went to uni, became an engineer, never really went back, and I kind of regret that. And since then I've worked on lots of different projects. My most recent one being I built a GPS fleet management system for golf carts. And it's interesting and challenging to do, but it wasn't really fulfilling enough for me as for my career. So I was going, well, I want to get back to my roots a little bit, and I think with my expertise and engineering experience, I can really help out the farming industry. So as part of that, did you know in Australia there's over $700 million in lost cattle every year? 700 million, that's just Australia. And for an average farm, 400 to 500 head of cattle, cow's worth a couple $1,000s, that could be like a $50,000 loss for the farmer. And for these small family farms, that could be the difference between a profit or a loss for that farm. And as a kid raised up in that area, you don't necessarily want to keep going with that tradition. So how does this happen? Well, cows get sick. Cows get ill. It might be days or much longer before the farmer even notices there's a problem with the cow. And they can get very sick, they can die, and if it's like a serious contagious disease, it can spread to other animals. Cows also like to get out of the farm. A tree goes down a fence line, cows wander away. They can get creeks, dams, nearby roads, which is very dangerous for the animal, dangerous for people driving, and it's actually a big liability for the farms. And calving. Calving is one of the most serious times for a cow. And if the farmer can know when and where that's happening, it could really benefit the farmer. So that was kind of the motivation to develop the Smart Paddock platform. So the Smart Paddock system is a platform for the farmers to remotely track and monitor the health of their herd 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And part of that solution is we're building a new electronic tag that goes on the ear of every animal. So this tag can go on the ear of every animal. It'll gather biometric data, location data, stream it long range to a gateway, a LoRa gateway, and then back up to the cloud, so where we have our cloud servers. And part of our cloud servers, we're building a simple dashboard for the farmer and a mobile app so that he can monitor these creatures, these animals. And part of the monitoring, he can look for early signs of illness and be proactive and go do something about this animal and know where they are at that time. He can also geofence his farm, so if the animal gets out of the farm, he can be alerted, and again, go round up their animals before they get in danger. And then you can also monitor the calving process and go, oh, this cow's calving right now, it's going quite well, it's fine. Oh, it's been going along a little too long, I better get out there and see what the heck's going on and help him out. So that is the Smart Paddock system. We're tackling beef industry initially because there's a lot of beef cows in the world, but we'll also be looking at dairy and other high-value animals. That's my presentation. Thank you.
Wow, excellent. Somebody who was under time. Fabulous. Can we have some questions from the judges, please?
So what's the point at which that it doesn't work? You talk about high-value animals. I mean, is it only for is it large cows, sheep, whatever? What's the point that it doesn't become economically viable?
For the value of the animal?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, because we'd be a startup, the cost of the hardware would be a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So that's why for the cattle, because they're worth a couple $1,000s, it's definitely worth to tag them. If we can get the volume, get the prices down, we'd be looking at the sheep industry, which is, of course, massive as well. So probably, right now above the $1,000 value animal, but hopefully in the future much less than that.
And what is the pricing model?
So it's definitely a service model. So you do have to buy the tags. We are looking at recycling the tags, replacing the batteries in the tags.
How much?
But a monthly service of a couple $1 a month, which is in line to what a cattle farmer would normally be paying for a different type of service on the animal, like vaccines or stuff. So it's in line with what they're already paying for things like that.
Tell me who's in the team.
So myself, of course. I have, I'm working with a vet out of where I'm based in Melbourne. I'm actually looking at a university right now to help me with some of the research data that I'll be collecting. And then I got a bunch of hardware, like software engineers as well.
And what does the tag cost?
My goal is $25 a tag.
Right.
But if we can recycle them, then it's a one-time fee, because they're always maintaining the same size herd.
And the battery lasts how long?
The target is 18 months,
Okay.
which is
And-
the normal lifespan of beef cattle.
Oh, okay. And then, right.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
They're not pets.
Have you got any trials or customers or?
So it's too bad this course or the seminar, or the competition was today. I'm hoping to go. I'm going out on Saturday to get my first tag up and running. So just off a couple days.
I might have missed that, but so what is the vital that you're actually measuring? What is that measure?
Yeah. So we'll measure location. So
Yeah,
there's the
okay,
key one. But we're also looking at the basic biometrics, movement of the animal. You can tell a lot from just the movement and position of the animal, body temperature, and I'm actually looking at heart rate as well.
Thank you.
Are there competitors?
Yeah, there is competitors. A lot overseas, especially in Europe. Some of the technology's been around for a while, so I'm definitely looking at the latest technology. Using the latest technology gives lower, gives a much longer range. And a lot of the competitors, or almost all of them, do one single thing. They measure either body temperature, or they only measure movement or location. I'm doing a multiple sensor solution.
Couldn't they just add the other sensors?
I'm sure they're looking at that kind of stuff, absolutely. The big thing with this product is I need to get the sensors on the animals. And so I got to get selling to the farmers. But it's actually the data is the real key feature. If you have 300 sensors out there collecting data, you could do a massive amount of stuff with that information. We could be looking at using the aggregated data could be really useful for industry and government agencies. And then, of course, the farmer could collect some of this health data, and they could use it to, when they're selling their animals, you want to check out the health of my animal, here's the history of it. Much, increase the value of the animal significantly.
Have you been talking to industry bodies like MLA and those
Yeah,
kind of guys?
MLA, yeah, that's right. I haven't just briefly yet.
Great.
Thank you very much.